Performance Live with me, Kai Dekolade. It's great to have you here. It's another Friday evening where I come on live like this in the high performance community, talking about the tools and strategies to help you and I become those high performers that God has created us to be. And it's another Friday evening, and I'm so happy to be here. How are you doing? How was your week? I hope your week went well. I hope you had a productive week, a profitable week. It's so great to be here again on another live session like this. And I just want to say a very big welcome. You know how we do it, right? Every time we come on High Performance Live like this, every Friday, we always do our high performance review for the week, which is simply three things: what we are grateful for this week, the lesson that we are learning this week, and what we are looking forward to in the upcoming week. So I really want you to hear from you. I want you to share your own review for the week. Just type it right there in the comment. What are you grateful for this week? What is that lesson that you are learning this week? And what are you looking forward to in the upcoming week? You know why we do this, right? So that we can keep encouraging ourselves and charging ourselves on towards each and every one of those goals that we want to achieve. It's the month of December. There are just few more weeks before we wrap up the year 2023 and start the year 2024. All this is to make sure that we end the year strong and start the year 2024 stronger. So make sure you do your own review. Every time I come on live like this, I'm encouraging you to do this because I know it's a habit that will make a difference in your life. For me, what I'm grateful for the opportunity to be here on High Performance Live with you every Friday evening like this, and I'm happy to be here again with you doing this. The lesson that I'm learning this week is you are rich, the rich mindset, the rich mentality, and it's what I'm going to be talking about in a couple of minutes. So you want to stick around for that. You are going to find that very insightful. And what I'm looking forward to is the day one webinar. The day one webinar is coming up January 1st, 2024, and in a couple of days I'll be sharing out the details, the link for you to sign up for that webinar. And the reason why, for a little while now, I've been talking about that webinar, I think specifically since last week, and it's just because I've been saying that it's very important that you don't allow the year happen to you. Don't allow the year 2024 happen to you. You happen to the year. You go on the offensive. You be on the offensive as you come into the year 2024. And that's what the day one webinar is all about. You need to be part of it. Just like I said, in a couple of days, I'll be sharing out the details, the link for you to sign up for that. Let's come together and do a deep dive and learn what it takes to rule in the year 2024. That's specifically what I'm going to be talking about. And I'm so excited about that, for you to be able to take charge of your year, for you to be able to have dominion in the year 2024. That's why those are the strategies and the tips that I'll be talking about in the day one webinar, and you want to be part of that. Whatever goal that you want to achieve, every time I think about the day one webinar, what comes to my mind is that, see, forget about changing your life, forget about transforming your life. We're talking about how to take charge, how to rule, how to have dominion, how to be in command of your affairs. That's what the day one webinar is all about. And I can't wait to see you there. So that's it. That's my own high performance review for the week. Make sure you share yours. Make sure you let me know what's happening with you. What are you grateful for this week? What's that lesson that you're learning this week? And what are you looking forward to in the upcoming week? So quickly, like I said, today I'll be talking about you are rich, the rich mindset and the rich mentality. That's what I'll be talking about today. And the reason why I feel I know and I believe, both know, feel, believe, everything together, that this conversation that we're about to have is very important is because of the fact that everything that God created was created with an invisible instruction. Everything that God created was created or is created with an invisible instruction to produce after its kind. So you find that the watermelon seed has an invisible instruction in it to produce the watermelon fruit. the pineapple, the apple, the oranges, all their seeds have something within them that is commanding, that is binding on them to produce after its kind. And it's not just about plants, it also applies to animals, it also applies to even us as people, us as human beings. Now, this instruction, interestingly, you can't see it. It's not visible. You can't see it with the naked eye, but it doesn't deny the fact that it is there. It's an instruction. And that's why, in the book of Genesis, chapter 1, it talks about where God commands and declares that let us make man in our own image and in our own likeness and let them have dominion. And it says, be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth, and have dominion. Now, what it simply tells me is that the instruction, the word prosper, the word multiply, the word fruitful is not a suggestion, it's a command from God. The same way that God put the invisible instruction in the apple seed, in the watermelon seed to produce after its kind, is the same way that you and I carry the invisible instruction to produce results in the image of God, to produce results after the likeness of God, after the image of God. That instruction is in me, that instruction is in you. Now, the question now is that why is it that despite the fact that we have this invisible instruction within us, why is it that we still discover that some people still struggle in life, some people still struggle in the area of their finances, some people still struggle in the area of their businesses, some people just can't still find a way to get ahead. And it's because of the fact that this instruction, either they are ignorant of it or they have ignored it, or somehow, because of the things that they have gone through in life, this instruction sometimes gets distorted. And it's coming back to that place where you realize that at the end of the day, it's a battle of identities, an identity battle. The reason why you and I struggle in those particular areas of our lives comes back to that place of identity. The reason why people struggle is because they don't know who they really are. The truth about it is that the birds are not confused about who they are. Fishes are not confused about who they are. You don't see birds trying to become a fish, looking at the fish and say, oh, this fish is so good. It looks so beautiful, looks so wonderful. Oh, I love the way the fish swims. And then the bird now decides to go into the water and says that, oh, look, I'm tired of flying. I want to start swimming like the fish. Neither do you see the fish look up at the bird and begins to envy the bird and say, "Oh, I want to be like a bird," and so jumps out of water and says, "I want to start flying like the bird." You and I know that immediately they try anything like that, what automatically happens is that that's the end. And so it's so interesting that we that are more intelligent, that have the higher use of our minds, or that have our minds that are intelligent, can think, can reason. Isn't also interesting that it's these very same things that we're talking about that the fishes and the birds don't do is what we do. We see other people and we are trying to be like them. We see other people and we're envying them. We envy them. We see other people doing certain things or having certain results, and then we forget everything about us. And then we are like, okay, I want to be like this person. We fail to realize that, see, inside in each and every one of us is that invisible instruction to prosper, to be wealthy, to be fruitful, to be rich, to have dominion. Every one of us has that invisible instruction inside us. And so there is no reason why you need to be envious of another person. There is no reason why you need to be jealous of another person, because it's inside you, it's inside me. And as high performers, it might look like, okay, we are preaching to the choir, but we need to remind ourselves of this truth. To come back to that place to say that, look, who are you, dear high performer? Who are you, dear high performer? Who are you, dear high achiever? It's coming back to that place of reminding ourselves of who we truly are. And I'm here to just encourage you and to remind you that who you truly are is that you are rich. You are rich. Success is who you are. Financial success is who you are first before it's what you do. We need to remember that's why we are human beings, not human doings. I will never forget an illustration that my pastor gave one time, Dr. Samade Emi, that I love so much. He said, have you ever gone up close to a tree and heard the tree, groaning and straining? Like you hear the tree say, "Mm," groaning and straining, because I almost lost my voice doing that. Groaning and straining because it's trying to produce fruits. But you no matter what, you walk up to the tree, you don't hear a tree groaning and straining because it's trying to produce a fruit. The fruit is the natural result of the instruction that is going on inside the tree. And so the tree just is. The tree just is. The tree is who it is. And it's as a result of that that it bears the fruits. Now, ultimately, what that tells us is that the reason why there is frustration, the reason why there is groaning, there is straining, is because many times we are trying to get on the outside what we haven't gotten on the inside of us, what we haven't settled on the inside of us. It's first within, then it becomes without. And that's why it's so important that, for the past few weeks, I've just been coming back to that place of mindset, coming back to that place of identity, coming back to that place of knowing who we are, because it's so important, especially as we end this year and start the year 2024, that you settle it once and for all, your identity. Trust me, it's not a one-time fight. So when I say settle it once and for all, it's all about coming back to that place of settling it as your foundation and then fighting every day from that place of strength, from that place of your foundation every day. Because everything that comes against us every day has only one agenda. Let me just let you know now, has only one agenda. You think Many times we think, oh, it's about a battle against my finances, oh, it's about a battle against my health, or it's about a battle against my family, or it's about a battle against my business, or it's about a battle against my career. I'm here to tell you that there is only one battle we are fighting, and that's the battle of identity. That's just the battle of identity. Everything that comes against us in our business, in our careers, in our finances, in relationships, in health, are only coming at us to achieve one thing, and that's just to distort the image, the identity of who we truly are, to make us forget who we truly are, to lose that sense of identity, to lose that picture of who we truly are, to beat us into that place of subjection where we feel like, oh, okay, so this is what it is. When meanwhile, it's just a lie. Well, meanwhile, it's just a lie. And that's why I've been coming on every day like this and coming on here again in this live session this evening to remind you of who you truly are, to remind me of who we truly are, and to remind ourselves that we carry that instruction within us. To be rich, we carry that invisible instruction within us. To be successful, we carry that invisible instruction within us. To be productive, to prosper, to have dominion. It's very, very important. It's who we are first before what we do. It's first within and then without. So what are the steps that we need to take to unleash, to release this instruction, this invisible instruction that we carry inside us? What do we need to do if we carry the instruction inside us and yet things around us don't seem to be reflecting that instruction? Because it's also about that. It's about that humility to tell yourself that, see, potential does not equal prosperity. Potential does not equal prosperity. Many of us have the potential to do great things, but we are coming back to that place where we have to acknowledge that, yes, I have the potential to do these things, but are my results reflecting my potential? Are the results that I'm seeing truly, truly reflecting that potential that I know that I have? And if the results aren't reflecting the potential, then it's coming back to that place. Instead of trying to change the fruits, it's about coming back to the roots. Instead of trying to adjust the things that we can see, it's about coming back to ask ourselves, what is those things? What are those things? Sorry, what are those things that we do not see that controls the things that we see? That controls the things that we want to see, and making those necessary adjustments. That's what it's about. And the first thing that I would say for us to translate this invisible instruction to become a tangible and physical, visible reality is that we need to remove the negative labels. Remove the negative labels. You are rich, and your richness starts by removing the negative labels. It's very, very important. Many times when we go through certain things, because of things that we have gone through in the past, because of things that we are going through currently, there is that tendency for us to label ourselves. Sometimes it's not even about us, it's about the labels that other people have put on us and that we have come to accept as truth. And that we have come to accept as truth. But we need to come back to that place where we are deliberate, where we are conscious to ask ourselves, what are those things that I have called myself? Because if it's about our idea, if it's about identity, if it's about an identity battle, if it's a battle for identity that we are involved in, then it tells us that the starting place is identifying what we are not. The starting place is, first of all, identifying what we are not, that we have accepted as who that we are. Accepting taking note of what we have called ourselves that we truly aren't, that is just a lie. That's where it starts from. And that's why it's coming back to that place of removing the negative labels. You have told yourself certain things. You have gone into certain situations where people have told you, oh, you are shy, oh, you are quiet, you are not talkative, oh, you don't express yourself. And then you have accepted those things as truth. You have accepted it as gospel, oh, that, oh, I'm shy, I'm not outgoing, I'm not charismatic, I'm not funny, I'm not interesting, I'm not great at relationships. And I'm like, what? How dare you say that? How dare you say that? How dare you label yourself that because of what other people have said or because of the things that you have gone through? And then you are saying to yourself, okay, if you are not interested, if you are not fun to be with, if you are not great in relationships, then how do you expect to get any money? How do you expect for your richness to find expression? Because it's closely tied to your self-worth, it's closely tied to your relationship, it's closely tied to the value that you bring into your relationship. And so if you are telling to yourself that I'm not great in relationships, how can you bring any value to it, to those relationships? And then how can you expect to be rich? How can you expect to get money? That's the starting point of all these things. And we need to come back to that place where we say to ourselves, see, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Jesus is our ultimate role model. Jesus is our ultimate example. If Jesus was the one in that relationship, will he struggle in that relationship? Absolutely not. If Jesus came into that same social situation that you found yourself in right now, will people find him interesting? Will people find him fun? Will people find him funny? Will people find him humorous? Will people enjoy being with him? Will people like to do business with him? Absolutely yes. If Jesus can do it, then you and I can do it too. You and I can do it too. And it's coming back to that place where all those old and negative labels that we have labeled ourselves with based on things that we have gone through in the past, based on our present circumstances, based on our present skill set or our present the quality of our network presently. We need to let go of those things if we are going to take it to the next level. We need to let go of those things if we are going to take it to the next level. And so that's what it's about. Every old and negative label, it's time to remove it. It's time to let it go. It's time to go into the new. That's how you and I become rich. The second thing is identify yourself the right way. Now that we have removed the negative label, the second thing is identify yourself the right way. And that's what it's about. You need now to identify yourself the right way. You and I carry the instructions to prosper, to be rich, to be wealthy, to have dominion. Why? Because we are seeds. We are seeds. The instruction is right there inside us. You and I are seeds. We carry seeds of greatness inside us. And so it's about identifying the right way, yourself the right way by asking ourselves the question, dear high performer, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Are you defining yourself based on your current situation, based on the things that you have gone through in the past? What are you using to define yourself? What are you using to identify yourself? It's very, very important. Many of the times the lie that we tend to fall for is to define ourselves by the things that we can see. And just like we have been talking about, this thing is about the intangible. This thing is about the invisible. The things that we can see are temporary. The things that we cannot see, those are the things that are eternal, that have the eternal value. And so it's coming back to that place to say that, am I defining myself by the things that I can see, or am I defining myself by the things I cannot see? Because man will always judge by the outward. Man will always judge by the outward, but God looks at the heart. That statement is not just is not a statement about morality. It's not about good and bad, of saying, okay, man looks at the outward, but God searches the heart. God knows my intentions and all that. That's not what it's about. It's that God looks at you and I in a different way than people look at us, than we even tend to look at ourselves, than we tend to define ourselves. God defines us in a different way than we define ourselves. And he defines us by the things that we cannot see, by that invisible instruction that we carry inside us. The invisible instruction that says you are rich, that says I am rich. That's how he defines us. And it's very, very important. It's coming back to that place where you realize that, see, what did it take for you to get born into this world? Really? What did it take for you to get born into this world? How did that happen? How did that happen? Out of 10 trillion million. That's crazy, right? I said 10 trillion million. That's to show how serious the issue is. Out of 10 trillion sperm cells, you alone were chosen to be born into this world. Out of 10 trillion sperm cells, you alone were chosen to be born into this world. That's so powerful. That's so powerful. I mean, think about any interview that you might have attended before in your life, be it an interview for a job, be it an interview to gain admission into college or whatever it is, or whatever thing that you were desiring to gain. I'm sure no matter how great the crowd was, I don't think you were going after that thing, probably even against 100,000 people. And if you say, okay, Kayode, yes, it is actually 100,000 people, but I doubt it was up to 1 million people that you were gunning for that position for. I gunning as in competing against with for that competing against for that position. It wasn't up to 1 million people. Then talk about 10 million, then talk about 100 million, then talk about 1 billion, then talk about 1 trillion, 10 trillion. 10 trillion sperm cells, and you alone, not you and 10 other people, not you and 5 other people, you alone were chosen. You alone was chosen to be born into this world. And for me, that's so powerful. It's coming back to that place to say that, who are you, a high performer? Who am I, a high performer? You are chosen. You are chosen. There's a lot of talk about, oh, you are worthy, you are loved, you are enough, and all that is great. I'm here to say to you that the foundation of all those things is the fact that you are chosen. It's not about what you did or didn't do. It's about the fact that you were chosen. You were chosen to be born into this world. That is your identity. That is your identity. Anytime that you get into that place and you feel challenged based on the things coming against you, and you feel challenged, you feel tempted to get down on yourself, and you feel tempted to doubt that you are actually loved, to doubt that you are actually worthy, to doubt that you are actually enough, to doubt that you are rich. Come back to that place where you remind yourself that you are chosen. You are chosen. You are not going to win the lottery. You already won the lottery. You are not going to win the lottery tomorrow. You already won the lottery. The proof that you are in this world, the proof that you are born in this world, is proof that you won already. It's proof that you are successful already. It's proof that you are rich already. The foundation of your identity as a rich person is based on that pedestal that you are chosen, that I am chosen. And that's the way you need to identify yourself. That's the way you need to identify yourself. Please remind yourself, I am chosen. Put your hand on your heart right now with me and just say to yourself, I am chosen. I am chosen. You need to say that as more often as you can until it sinks down deep into your heart and activates all those things that are inside of you, that you are chosen. You are chosen. You already won the lottery. You already are victorious. What is that thing that is staring you in the face and saying that you cannot achieve your financial goals or achieve your financial dreams? That thing is a big lie because you already won. You already are successful. Why? Because you are chosen. You are loved because you are chosen. You are worthy because you are chosen. You are enough because you are chosen. You are rich because you are chosen. And the next thing is challenge yourself beyond your current capabilities. Yes, you have removed the old labels. We have identified ourselves the right way. The next thing is to challenge yourself beyond your current capabilities. The seed is inside of us. The invisible instruction is inside of us, but we need to place a demand on it. The seed will keep looking, will keep sitting pretty, will keep sitting pretty if you leave it right there on the table or you leave it right there on the shelf. The seed produces the fruit. It only produces the fruit when it is buried in the ground, when a demand is placed on it. The same way, until a demand is placed on that invisible instruction that we carry inside us, it does not find any expression. And that's why it's about challenging yourself beyond your current capabilities. I was listening to a man I love so much. His name is Brendan Burchard, a little while back, and he was saying that any goal that you set that you know how to do is not a goal, it's just a task. And it's very interesting that this is coming up now, even as we're about to go into the new year 2024, where we're going to be setting goals. Any goal that you set that you know how to do is not a goal, it's a task. It's a task. And so we're saying that the goal, the kind of goals you'll be setting are the things that you are saying, how am I going to do this? How do I figure this thing out? But remember, it's having that confidence in yourself that you will be able to figure it out. You will eventually figure it out. Don't set goals based on the things you have gone through in the past, based on your current circumstances, based on your current skill set or your current network. You look at all the people around you and like, how you will be calculating. You want to release a product and you are saying, okay, this person, I know this person. You should be able to pay this amount. Oh, I know this particular person. Oh, you should be able to pay this amount. Oh, I know this particular person. That set that goal beyond your current skill set and beyond your network, beyond your current network. Set it in such a way that you are wondering, how will this thing happen? That's when you are now setting a goal. That's when you are placing a demand on that invisible instruction that is inside of you. Until you place a demand, what you are telling that instruction, what you are telling that seed of richness, of prosperity, of wealth inside you, what you are telling it to simply do is that, see, just go to sleep. Just go to sleep. Just go to sleep. But now is the time for us to be awake. Now is the time for us to arise. Now is the time for us to be alive, to be awake, to arise, to be alive, to be awake, to be awake, to arise, and to be alive. To call forth that instruction inside us by placing a demand on it. And the only way, and let me just also say that it's not only by setting big goals that we place a demand on those instructions. Is also by sometimes just telling ourselves that, you know what, I need a change in attitude. I need to stop some habits that I've accepted as normal, because they are not normal. A very good example of it is, is debt, is borrowing, is being in debt and is borrowing. There is nothing normal about being in debt and borrowing. And we need to say these things because sometimes when we go through stuff, we some of these things, they can be so much around us that we now begin to accept them as normal. It's not normal. It's not normal. It's not normal. You and I can absolutely be debt free. You and I can absolutely be debt free. We can actually be in that place of abundance where you don't know or have any business with being in debt or even have any business to do with borrowing. And that's just what it is. But when any challenge comes at you financially, and the first thought that is going through your mind is, oh, how can I borrow or how can I ask for a handout? Remember what I said. What you are saying is that invisible instruction to prosper and to have dominion and to be rich, just go to sleep. I will find a shortcut to solve this problem. But remember that popular saying, shortcuts will only cut you short. So it's coming back to that place that, see, let's challenge ourselves beyond our current capabilities. We can figure it out. Believe in your ability to figure things out. And that's just what it is. And then finally, hold your position. I said remove negative labels, identify yourself the right way, challenge yourself beyond your current capabilities, and then finally hold your position. Hold your position. Remember, we have been talking about the seed, right? Be a farmer to your own seed. Be a farmer to your own seed. What that simply means is that just like how the farmer will take a seed and plant it in the ground, and what does he do? After he has planted it in the ground, there is nothing he can do anymore. There is that particular place where it's totally out of his control. He has to allow the invisible instruction and the invisible forces that invade the seed to do their thing. But guess what? What about if he says to himself, "Oh, I'm not seeing anything happen," so he goes and digs the ground again and removes the seed? What he has done is he has cut short the process of the seed. There's that thing called maturity. There's that principle called the principle of maturity. Is a principle, is a life principle, is a life law. We have to allow ourselves to go through the process. We have to allow ourselves mature. There will be all, because here's the thing, you will be tested. You and I will be tested. You will be tested, we will be tried, we will be pushed into a corner where that voice will be telling yourself, forget all this things Kayode is saying about identity, about identity. It's time for you to face reality. It's time for you to face the facts. When those bills that are already overdue are already looming so strong in your heart, and you are tempted to, and you are already feeling the fear, and you are feeling tempted to fall apart, my own encouragement to you is that hold your position. Hold your position, stay steady, stay strong. It's like all those medieval wars or medieval battles where the enemy is charging and coming at them, and the opposition holds their ground, puts their shield down, and you hear the commander say, "Hold, stay steady." That's just what I've come to encourage you today, and just to tell you that whatever happens, hold your ground, hold your position, stay steady, stay strong. It might look like nothing is happening, but I assure you things are already changing. The change has already happened. Stay steady, stay strong. Don't go about losing your position, losing ground, falling apart, because what happens is that the process will have to be repeated again. This is your time. This is your moment. This is your opportunity to get to that next level. This is your opportunity for that richness that is inside of you to find expression. Hold your ground. Stay steady. You are closer than you think. And so that's just what it is. Remember that you are rich, remove negative labels, identify yourself the right way, challenge yourself beyond your current capabilities, hold your ground. You are rich. Rich is who you are. Who are you? You are rich. You are absolutely rich. You are not going to be rich tomorrow. You are not going to be rich next month. You are not going to be rich next year. Right now, you are rich. That invisible instruction right now is inside you. It doesn't matter what any other person calls you. It doesn't matter what circumstances might have called you. You might have even called yourself something different. You are rich. You may not look like it right now, but I'm here to say to you that you are rich. You are it. In fact, because you don't look like it is proof that you are actually it. And you say, Kayode, why will you say that? It's a principle. Look at the tomato seed. Can you tell what the future of the tomato is by looking at the seed? No. Can you tell the future of the watermelon seed by looking at the way the watermelon seed looks right now? No. It's a principle. It's a principle. You can't tell. You can't tell who you really are. Defining yourself, making an estimation of yourself based on the things that you can currently see is just a deception. It's just a false story. You are more than what meets the eye right now. There is an invisible instruction inside you right now that is put there for you to be rich. Remember, it's all about removing the negative labels. To call yourself who God calls you. God calls you rich. Don't call yourself what other people are calling you. Don't call yourself what you have been calling you. Don't call yourself what the circumstances have been calling you. Call yourself what God calls you. He calls you rich. Identify yourself the right way. You are rich, not because of what you have done, not because of your goodness, not because of your righteousness, not because of your hard work, but because you are chosen. it's time for you to challenge yourself beyond your current capabilities. Place a demand on that instruction. Dare, reach, stretch, go all out, and by all means, hold your ground. And one thing I can assure you is that the results are coming, the harvest is coming, that seed is coming, the fruits of those that seed is coming, the fruits of that seed of richness and greatness inside of you is coming. Hold your ground. Don't give up. You are closer than you think. And I'm just so excited for everything, all the possibilities, all the great things that are happening in your life. And just wait, is going to be celebrating with you every step of the way till the end of this year 2023, and even as we start the year 2024. So that's it from me. Great and awesome stuff. Thank you for being here on the High Performance Community, High Performance Live with me today. You are awesome. You are the best. Wishing you a very, very blessed week, a very, very blessed weekend, a very restful weekend. Look out for all the great and amazing content coming out. New long form video coming out on Sunday. Make sure that you watch it. Please like and share the video. I've not mentioned this before, but when those videos come out, please do me a big favor, like the video and share the video with somebody, right? These things that we are learning and that we are sharing here are powerful stuff. Do not keep it to yourself. Share it with somebody. Invite somebody to be part of the next live session. Invite somebody to watch that video. Just share the video with them. Put it on your status. Let somebody else see it. They will be glad. They will be greatly blessed, and they'll be glad that you shared it with them. So look out for that. Look out for the newsletter. Sunday saw their high performer newsletter also coming out on Sunday. Let those things charge you up even as you go into the week. And I know that your week will be full of great, 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 and awesome results. Thank you. Thank you so much once again. Can't wait to talk to you again on the next live session. Talk to you, interact with you throughout all the content and all the stuff going on over the weekend and as we go into the new week. Send me a DM on Instagram at Kayode Kolade. Let's talk. Let's make those your goals happen. I'm your coach. I'm here for you every step of the way. Do take care. Your greatness is very sure.